guys, whoever may be watching this, I am gonna do a rant type video, Jenna Marbles style. I'm gonna do one about my pet peeves, and some are common, some I think are a little less common. Also, my landlord is currently on the treadmill, so hopefully that isn't audible, but he's picking it up, so I might need to stop this and see if I can hear it in the audio, but I really hope not, because I want to continue doing this while it's still daylight and I have good lighting in here. So I wrote them down because I would definitely forget some of them, and that just helps me not need to take a break in between each pet peeve to think about what the next one is, because I would totally forget. I would. So my first pet peeve is people who drive way too fast for no fucking reason. Like, I live in Calgary and I have seen people going 40 kilometers an hour over the speed limit. Why? One, you're likely gonna get pulled over. Two, what time are you saving? Like, going that fast, you're not saving much time at all, really, in the long run. Might feel like you are, but if you actually check the time of when you're supposed to arrive versus when you do, you don't save much time. Plus, if it's during the day, there's gonna be people blocking you, like you're speeding anyway. Plus, you might have a person like me who will sit there and purposely block you in when you try to pass me and go to somebody else and you're behind them. I might try to speed up a little just to block you in there, just to slow you down, because you are an asshole. And yeah, I am too, but I'm doing it in return to your assholism. I do that. If I notice that someone's speeding and they try to go ahead and pass me super fast and they're getting behind another car, I'll speed up just to block them in, make them waste a few seconds. And also, people who drive too fucking slow, like way under the speed limit, and there's no one there, like no one on the road, and no ice, no snow, no problems, and they're going so slow. Like, on the number one, I can get because maybe your vehicle is a little old and can't go that fast. If you're going shut up phone. If you're going too slow on number one, I can kind of understand, because if you're trying to get close but you have an old car that just can't do that, okay, I guess I understand. But when you're going 30 in a 60 for no reason, what are you doing? I don't get it. Like, why? Especially when it's only one lane. I've had people that are going 80 in a 100 zone on a highway, and it was like, there's no way you can pass. Are you kidding me? It just, that takes me up so much. Why can't you just do the normal speed, like most of the time? Maybe a little bit more, a little bit less, fine, especially if it's snowy or dangerous roads. Yeah, go ahead, go slower. But when it's perfectly fine outside, why are you going slow? Answer me that, please. Also, I'm going to be looking at the viewfinder a lot because I want to keep making sure my camera is focused. Next one. People who are totally unaware of their surroundings. This is a huge one to me, because I can walk into a grocery store and there'll just be people standing there right on the entrance. Like, the one that I want to go, like the one that I often go to, there's like a metal gate that swings open when you walk close to it. And I've had a lady go up, she grabbed her basket and just stood in the gate when people were, like, I was behind her, people were behind me, because this is also during the whole pandemic. So, and she just stands there and she just kind of looks around. I'm like, holy fuck, move. Like, I can't squeeze around you because A, there's a gate, B, I can't get within 6 feet of you, so just fucking move. Go a little bit in, then decide where you need to go. Don't just sit there in the 2 feet wide gate and just think, where do I need to go? Like, just fucking move. Also, when people just block a sidewalk and there's people in front or behind or people passing, when they just keep going on their path, especially if they're going slow. Holy crap. Like, if you don't get over, that's one thing. And if you're walking slow and you don't get over, go fuck yourself. Just go. I've just been walking, because I went to UC. Most people on campus were excellent. It was like, yeah, you walk on the right-hand side of the hallway or sidewalk, and it worked pretty good. But then, of course, you're crowded, and it's kind of like a highway situation. There's no room for you to pass, so you have to, like, be looking for an opening. Especially me. I walk super fast. I also talk very fast, so sorry about that. I walk fast. Always. Just no reason. Unless I'm walking my dog, because she's a 6-pound Yorkie and she can't walk fast. But sometimes she does, so I just keep to her pace and whatever goes. I would be walking behind people and they might be in a group of 4, all in a line, and they're walking slow. they're taking up the entire space to walk. Why? Pisses me off so much. Also, I was once stuck behind two guys that were well over 6 feet tall, and they were walking very slow, and they were blocking the path because it was still busy and everything, but there's no one ahead of them. So they were walking so slow, and me, being like 5'4", was like trying to get it around them. And then eventually they split up, and I just booked it. I just went around the one person and booked it, and I'm pretty sure he was amazed with my speed, because they're just strolling like it's a casual stroll, and all I'm doing, I'm just going home and I'm booking it. How do you think I am when I have to book it to my next class in 10 minutes and I like to get there 10 minutes early? I book it. I speed walk everywhere I go. For no reason. I just do. I just want to get shit done. I'm done. Like, I'm going. Bye. If I'm walking with people who walk slow, I'll walk slow with them because it's like, yeah, these are my friends or whatever, and I don't want to just seem rude and book it past them. But if we're running late for something, I will slowly pick up the pace until they are speed walking with me if we're late. That, or if there's a bigger group, I'm like, you know what, who cares if we're late? We're in a big group. They can't judge me. They're gonna judge all of us as a group. This next one. Holy crap. I never realized it as much as I did after I moved out of my parents' house, and it's talking over somebody at all. Just talking over someone, especially me, of course, but talking over anyone, you're an asshole. Just shut up. I've had it where I was just talking with someone, and like, it's okay if like you're not interested in my story and you kind of like, you know, shift to talk to another person, but as long as there's someone else there to talk to me. If I feel like I'm talking to you directly, just don't. Just sit there. Listen. Maybe don't listen. Tune out. That's fine with me. Just, you know, make it seem like you're giving me your attention. Because I will do that. If I'm not interested in what someone's having to say, I will just shut up, like kind of just look straight at them and keep a dead face. Maybe tune in every few seconds just to kind of see if I need to say something. Or if they seem to get really heated, then I'll try to tune back in. Another part of that, if someone is talking and most people are listening but you're not, do not sit there and talk to the person next to you. They're probably trying to listen. My dad does this to me all the time. I'll be trying to listen to someone talk or listen to like a movie or something. Probably not a movie because he's generally good with that. But I'll be listening to someone talk and he'll lean over and whisper to me and like talk to me. I'll try to like make it quick and be like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, okay. Like I'll just make the really quick, quiet replies. And then he'll just keep talking and I'll eventually just have to say to him, shh, I'm trying to listen. He'll be like, oh, okay, just because you're not interested doesn't mean no one else is. If you notice someone else is tuned out as well, but there's other people listening, feel free to talk to the other person who's tuned out. But don't talk to someone who's trying to listen. Just don't talk over people in general. Really, just if you do, you really gotta be self-aware about how you're doing it and who you're doing it to. Okay, this next one, it's very common, but bad grammar kills me. I don't know why. I see bad grammar and I am immediately pissed at you. Like, I just can't do it. I hate bad grammar. I either think, okay, are you just stupid? Did you make a mistake? Or did you just never learn this? Like, or like, are you stupid and you forgot it? Like, that's the stupid part. It's not just, you know, you don't know grammar, you're stupid, because you're probably taught it at some point. Like, but to me, that shit is ingrained in my brain. If I'm ever unsure about a spelling, I will obviously use autocorrect, or if it's not autocorrect at all, I'll literally sit there and scroll through all the suggestions and be like, are you here? And if not, I'll just think of another word. I'm not messing it up. That, or I will specifically say in brackets after I typed it wrong, but I think it's right in my head. I'll be like, I don't know, is that how you spell it? I'm like, I don't know. I've had dumb moments where I didn't know how to spell pour, as in pouring a drink. Yeah, I didn't know how to spell pour. So my best friend, like when I asked her, I was like, wait, how do you spell pour as in like pouring a drink? And she told me, I was like, oh yeah. Like there's moments like that where you don't remember. But, or like it's a brain fart. But I've had people who consistently misspell one word, and it's a very simple word. Like I've had someone who consistently misspelled been, like B-E-E-N. I've been there. He kept saying B-I-N, and that kills me. He's like, oh yeah, I've been there. I'm like, oh, like, I never know if I want to correct somebody for their mistake or if I should just shut up and not pay attention to it. Like, with my little cousin, she'll make mistakes, but she's also quite young, so lots of times if she doesn't know how to spell a longer word, she will use Siri, which I'm like, okay, that's genius, because I don't even do that, although I probably should. Which then she'll get it, and so like my best friend messaging me, but she'll learn how to... You done? Oh yeah, with my little cousin, she uses Siri to spell the word for her, and I'm like, that's actually genius, because you're getting it right, and then you learn how to spell it. So why not? That's actually a great idea. I just don't do that. I'll just sit there and keep trying. Probably should learn from her. But I sometimes correct her if it's like a common thing or it's a really hard thing. I'll be like, okay, this is how you spell it. She's like, oh, okay. Yeah, bad grammar is just, it's a big no to me unless you just haven't learned it yet. Like if you're young and you have bad grammar, totally fine. I don't care. You're gonna learn. Like, at least try to, of course. Or like if you take somebody's correction, if somebody corrects you and you're like, oh, thanks. Perfect. You're perfect. Like, great. Thank you. Another one kind of relates to the people who are unaware of their surroundings. They just stand or walk too close to you, and usually for no reason. Like, I'll be in the grocery store and I'm sitting there looking at something and I'm like about to grab it and someone walks literally right by me and basically bumps my like basket. I'm like, what? The aisle's pretty damn big. And this is even before the pandemic. They would just walk too close. That, or I'm walking and I have to like squeeze by somebody with my cart beside me. And their cart is like in the middle of the aisle. They move it over like a little bit to the point where I'm like carrying my cart in front of me and I'm like this trying to get through. And I'm just like, you couldn't move a little farther? You're just so unaware of your surroundings. Okay, this next one I think is a pretty rare one, but I don't get why people think it's inappropriate to say no problem or no worries after someone says thank you. Like, if I were to say thank you to someone and they said no worries, no problem, I think that's great. I'm like, okay. If they said you're welcome, I'm like, okay, that's fine. But I know some people are pissed off when you don't say you're welcome in response to their thank you. No, I'd say no problem or no worries because it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me to help you out. Like, no, I want to do it. It's not a problem. It's no worries. If I say you're welcome, it was like, yeah, I deserve that thanks. I went out of my way to help you. I deserve that thank you. Thank you. Yeah, you're welcome. No, no problem. No, I'm gonna say no problem or no worries. Always. If I ever say you're welcome, I don't even know if I do actually. I'm gonna be paying attention to that more, but no, I always want to say no problem or no thank you because it was not hard for me to help you. Another thing, when you just ruin a public place for no reason, like trashing it, fuck you. You're an asshole. If you litter in a place and you know that it's not gonna be you cleaning it up, you're an asshole. If you do it by accident, like, you know, piece of thing falls out of your, like a piece of gum wrapper or something falls out of your pocket and you don't notice, okay, fine, you know, what can you do? But the people who just like trash a public place for no reason, you, my sir, are the definition of an asshole. But when I worked at a golf course, I know one night I went to go clean the bathrooms like we do every night, and there was just like, it's like someone took their hands full of soap and just rubbed it and just splatted it on the mirror several times. They just, right there. We don't clean the mirrors every night because if they're not, like, if they're clean, they're not touched anyway, so we know we don't have to clean them. Or if we notice spots, we'll get them off and everything, or clean the whole mirror when it's too messy or too spotty. But this person just soap on their hands, I think it's gotta be, because it left such watermarks. Like, it left such marks. I will insert a picture of it right here. And I had a hell of a time cleaning that up. It took me like 5-10 minutes just to get that off the mirror. Why did you do that? It was me working that day, and I know I was not an asshole to anybody, and it was in the women's bathroom, which surprises me even more. And I would have expected it to be kid hands, but it was up so high that there was no way it was kid hands. And they were such big hands, once again, no way it was kid. Like, and even if it was your kid, wouldn't you try to clean that up after them? Like, out of just niceness, considering we're here helping you, making you guys food if you want, or getting you onto the course, getting you carts and all that as fast as we can. And you have the audacity to mess up something that makes us very, not makes us very late, but it makes it so hard for us to clean up. Why? Just have respect for people who work in the public, because whether it's your waitress, she's doing a lot of fucking work for you. She's just making money. You tip her well. If she treats you well, you tip her well. Or if you're just in a place that doesn't tip, fine. But lots of times, waitresses love those tips. They're working minimum wage and they're dealing with a ton of assholes. And that might even be their coworkers. And they're just doing that work because they need the money. So if you tip them even just $2-3 on like a $10 meal, or not, that's way too much, never mind, what am I thinking? Like $2 or $3 on a $20 meal, you have no idea how thankful they will be. And if you ever go back there, you're going to be treated even better. The more you tip, the better you are treated later. Be respectful of anyone who has to deal with the public, because anyone who works with the public, what am I trying to say? Anyone who works in a public field and has to deal with people and customer service, they likely get their fair share of assholes. And you will even recognize, hey, that person ahead of me, they were an asshole. And so therefore, don't add on to it. Just be a nice person. Clean up after yourself if you can. I'm not asking you to like clean and sanitize the table. Just, bring your plate up to, because at my work, it was like the kitchen, and then there's like the counters, and we just put the food on the counter and call your name, and then you grab it and take it to the table or outside. When you're done, bring it back to the counter. How hard is that? It's mostly on your way out anyway. It might add another 3 steps. Also, the people who put their napkins, like their dirty napkins on their plate, when they bring it up to the table and they put, or like up to the counter, and they put their napkins in the garbage, you are heaven. Like, you're great. Because now all I gotta do, rinse, put it in the dishwasher, done. I don't need to go scrape stuff off of it and like use your dirty, like your fork and everything. I'm like, I don't know what you touched. I don't want to have to use your fork to get it off. And we don't have like a designated scraper. I just use your stuff because I'm not going to dirty another utensil just to try and scrape your stuff off. Just be respectful. If you notice that something you're doing is kind of asshole-ish, like if you notice it just the slightest bit and then you think, whatever, maybe rethink it. I know I didn't upload the finished product of my aquarium, but I will get a few shots of it after this, and I will also upload some pictures of what it looked like when I first got it done, when I first got my fish, like some of the good pictures of my fish, and a few pictures of my shrimp, although all of my shrimp have died. So my beta fish's name is Huey, and my 2 Amano shrimp, they're kind of blue, and they were Chewy and Dewy. The one was named Chewy because he hung upside down from the light, like the screw that holds my light over top of the aquarium, and he hung upside down on that to eat the food that was floating on the top of the tank. So therefore, I called him Chewy. And the other guy, well, he was just more blue and it reminds me of Dew, so he was Dewy. My 3 red cherry shrimp, I named them Screwy, Buoy, and Louie. I'm still sticking with that theme, so if I ever get more shrimp, I'm probably screwed. Yeah, I guess like this video if you like this kind of content, although there's like gonna be no one viewing this anyway. So, I don't know, bye I guess. Hopefully you couldn't hear my landlord's treadmill on the other side of my room the entire video, because it was basically on that entire time. Hopefully you couldn't hear that. Bye!